All right, if I have a nemesis, it's this thing. This thing is my nemesis. I don't like it. Never liked it, okay? This is the screen you push after you turn it on and hit the home button. You get this screen. I've already got it set on the graph because I want to make a graph, okay? Now, there's a graph in there, but I don't want, so I can press menu, and I don't like this touchpad. It is too sensitive. See? I didn't want that. I want this, and I want to graph a function, okay? Now, I've already got something in there. I'm going to clear that. And if you hit clear too much, you end up on the equal sign and it gives you all sorts of inequalities you don't want. I want to graph the derivative of this guy right here. So to get the derivative, you push this button right here by the 9. Okay? And it pulls up the math menu and you got matrices and all sorts of stuff in there. The derivative is that one right there. Now let me bring the calculator to the camera so we can see it. I press enter on that and it puts the derivative on the screen. Now if you've ever worked with a TI-84, this is how it looks like with the TI-84 as well, but there's some subtle differences. I'm going to type an X there just like the 84. Over here I'm going to type my equation, 5x to the 4th, 5x to the 4th minus 4x to the 5th. Okay? Now I'm going to press enter to graph it, and it should graph it for me. The big difference here is on TI-8384, I can put Y1, Y2, Y3, which would be F1, F2, and F3 on this. While you can do that, you can't have the calculator graph the derivative by itself that way. It'll graph function derivative and second derivative all at once. You have to type it in one at a time to get your derivative graph. There's no way around it. But it did graph the derivative for me, and it looks, this has got a better screen than 8384. I won't lie about that. It's a little easier to see. And I've got the window set to zoom standard in case anyone's curious. All right, so I got my derivative graph. Now what's good about this is once I have these points right here, these are my critical values. We can find them by pushing the menu button, Analyze Graph, over to hey, let me do this. Let me go to Graph Entry, Exit, Function, and let's put a 0 in here. Let me try something to make our lives easier. And press Enter. It should graph the 0. It does. Now I can hit Menu. Okay. We're going to go down to Analyze Graph. We're going to go over, and I'm going to go to Intersect. Let's see how well this works. And it's asking for lower bound. I'm going to press enter, upper bound, enter, and it tells me x equals 1. So I have x equals 1. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to press menu, analyze graph. Oh no, not trace. Not trace. So I don't like the touchpad. Analyze graph. We're going to go to intersection, lower bound. And I don't know what it's doing here. Error. You can't do that. Okay. See, I'm not, this thing's my nemesis. I don't like doing this calculator. So let's try it again. Menu, and let's press 6. Yes, that worked. Intersection 4. So I got my lower bound, press enter. I see, you got to drag it. I learn something new with this thing all the time, and that's why I don't really like it. I shouldn't have to learn this. And then it finds it at 0, 0. There we go. I didn't know you had to drag it. Now, once you have that, you can draw a sign chart. You can have your 0 and your 1. Okay? And then when we're down here, we're negative. Up here, we're positive. So on this side of 0, we're negative. Between 0 and 1, we're positive. And between 1 on, we're negative. We go down, up, and down. Now you got your increasing, decreasing, and your critical values, max and mins. So how do we graph the second derivative on this thing? Well, we have to redo things. So I press menu. I want to go to graph entry, edit. So I'm going to press 3. I want function, so I press 1. I don't like the keypad. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to delete that out. We're going to press this math button again, the one right next to 9. This time we want the one next to it for second derivative. Okay? And we're going to put an X down there like we did before, and we're going to type our equation in here, just like we did on the other one. And again, you can put the function in y1, derivative in y2, second derivative in y3, but it graphs all three. You can't control which one it graphs. You can't, like in 83, 84. Oh, wait a minute, I think you can. If I can figure it out, I might make an addition to this video. But for right now, this works. So I'm going to type in 5x to the fourth minus 4x to the fifth. And when I press enter, it will graph it. Now, this does graph a whole lot faster than 83, 84 does. A whole lot. Okay? It has a better processor. So let me draw this graph down here. My graph looks like this. I need my intersection points. There's one here and one here. Okay. Again, we can press menu, analyze graph number 6, and intersections number 4. Lower bound, enter, scroll. Let me see if I can get this thing to do it again. Upper bound over here. Enter. I get 0, 0. Let's see if I can do it again. Press menu, analyze graph number 6, intersect number 4. And my lower bound needs to move in between them. And apparently it didn't like that. It's really not liking this. So much simpler on 83, 84. So much simpler on 83, 84. Not kidding. And intersection, I can't read it. 0.75. It did tell it to me. Okay, so again, you can make a sign chart with this. You have 0, you have 0.75, and on this side we're positive, this side we're negative. So I got positive, positive, negative, and on second derivatives, I like to write happy and frowny faces for concave up and concave down. There you go. That's how you do this on this calculator. It's my nemesis. I really don't like it. Press menu. I want to see something though. Number 3, function, enter. And if I press up, no, apparently you cannot. Can you do that? Yep, you can turn the graphs on and off. So you could put it in there just like the 83, 84. Maybe I'll make a video on that later. Right now I don't have time. But there you go. You got a video for this. It is doable on an Nspire, just not the way I would like to do it. And I hope you enjoyed and find it helpful.